Moby Dick, or The Whale, by Herman Melville. Etymology, supplied by a late consumptive usher to a grammar school. The pale usher, threadbare coat, heart, body, and brain. I see him now. He was ever dusting his old lexicons and grammars with a queer handkerchief, mockingly embellished with all the gay flags of all the known nations of the world. He loved to dust his old grammars. It was somehow mildly reminded him of his mortality. While you take in hand to school others and teach them by what name a whalefish is to be called in our tongue, leaving out, through ignorance, the letter H, which almost alone makes the significance of the word, you deliver that which is not true. Hacklet. Whale. Swedish and Denmark's hval. This animal is named for the roundness or rolling, for in Danish, vault is arched or vaulted, Webster's Dictionary. Whale. It is more immediately from the Dutch and German wallen, as wallawalian, to roll, to wallow, Richardson's Dictionary. Kitos, Greek. Citus, Latin. Hwol, Anglo-Saxon. Hvault, Danish. Wal, Dutch. Hval, Swedish. Whale, Icelandic. Whale, English. Baleine, French. Baleena, Spanish. Peke Nui Nui, Fiji. Pehe Nui Nui, Eromangauan. This is the end of the etymology. So, Moby Dick doesn't actually start with the word, doesn't actually start with the chapters. It starts with a little bit of an introduction. So this is the origin of the word whale, and it's the origin of the word whale. And now there are a few interesting things. So Greek kitos and Latin cetus, the name for the family that includes whales is cetacean. So that comes off of the Latin. But the kitos and cetus are very close. One's a K, one's a C. The Danish, Dutch, all the Germanic languages, and the Germanic and the Scandinavian languages, which are kind of related, all have the whale or some sort of form of that, where it's the whoo and an ooh at the end. So now, interesting, French and Spanish, baleine, baleena. There is a material called baleen, which is used by some whales. There's two types of whales that the difference between them is how they feed. Baleen whales have these long strips of baleen, which is sort of plasticky. It's firm but flexible, and it was used before plastic was used for things. So whalebone corsets were actually made from baleen, and it's this long thin plates in the whale's mouth, and the whale gulps in a bunch of water, filters it through the baleen, and all the little plankton, all the little floaty things in the water get caught in the baleen, and then the whale swallows those. So that's what baleen is. And so the French and the Spanish take their word from whale from baleen, essentially. And as for the Fiji and Eromangauan, Fiji is in the South Pacific, so that language is like unrelated to just about anything in English. But this was an interesting beginning to the book. There are three main types of writing. The first is narrative, the second is expository, and the third is persuasive. Now, just about everything has a little bit of all of them mashed together. Narrative is telling a story. Expository is giving facts. So the Expository is giving facts, and the third is persuasive, where you're trying to convince somebody of something. Now, a lot of people don't like Moby Dick because in 105 chapters, in like 1,000 pages, it has maybe 10 or 15 of narrative, and most of the rest of it is expository. That's an exaggeration, but Herman Melville goes big into the this is this and this is that and this is the other thing, and you'll see that as we go along. And a lot of people don't like it because it has all of this expository and very little actual plot, but that's why I like it. It has some wonderful words, it has some beautiful phrases, and this is like, in my mind, this book is like a long hot bath. And you just kind of soak in the words and you soak in the phrases and you let them marinate in your soul. Anyway, that is the etymology.